I wish it had like a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're
Right.
live. Welcome everybody again. Our third, is it number 3? Indeed it
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
Our third weekly community chat stand up, but I'm sitting down. It looks like you're sitting down too. So just welcome. My name is Anne. I am a founder of a startup that helps you fix your websites or whatever crashed, whatever got hacked. And I'm also a full stack engineer. And Jermaine.
Yes, I'm Jermaine. Uh, and I am a full-time software engineer for a military contractor out of the DFW area, DFW, Texas. And I also do, photography, graphic design. I'm actually trying to do more freelance website work, trying to get into that, and just kind of transition into web development in general. But yeah, welcome guys to the third stand up. Um, so how's your weekend, Ann?
My weekend has been pretty chill. Well, I slept most of yesterday. That's a
Mm-hmm.
different story for another reason. But
Yeah.
it was nice. It's really nice in Los Angeles. You guys are all invited to come hang out with us on the beach. That's all people do. We're on the beach and we eat tacos. We code on the beach. It's nice. But it's been pretty chill. Didn't do any hardcore coding today or race to the beta is what I'm calling it right now. So I kind of just took this weekend off and worked on some smaller projects for clients and customers. So how was yours?
Mine's pretty chill.
Okay.
Didn't do much of anything. I was supposed to start on my folio redesign. I was actually gonna do this today, but I slept all day. And I'm still waiting on. So I bought some mini display port to HDMI adapters. Only one got here because I'm thinking I'm gonna just switch over to using my MacBook Pro. There's uh, few apps that I have on my Mac that aren't available on my Windows machine. So I think I'm going to switch completely over. One in particular is and it's pretty cool, the Adobe uh, Experience Design app. I guess similar to like Sketch or any of the other UX design apps out there. But Adobe has theirs in beta mode, but it's only available on Mac. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to, you know, hook my Mac up to two more monitors because I really don't like doing a whole lot of work on my 13-inch screen. So yeah, well, I was waiting on that so I can really do the work, but um, I don't know. I'll probably do a little bit more research on the design that I want to do, and then I'm still looking at uh, static site generators. I think I'm gonna go with Jekyll. That seems like the one that has uh, the most like resources on it.
Mm-hmm.
It seems pretty good. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Cool.
Yep.
So I think you kind of started this week's stand up questions. What'd you work on last week?
Yeah. I did. What did I work on last week? Yeah, nothing. I guess I was researching designs and stuff. And
Right.
then
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
just my work, my uh, my day job, my 9 to 5. Um, getting because what I do is I create virtual tours from month to month. So I was just finishing up the virtual tours for this month, and then getting ready to well for last month because we're like a month, we do them like a month behind or whatever. So next month I'll be shooting the plane. Next week I'll be shooting the planes for this month, and then I work on the tours first in September, and then uh, deploy those towards the end of September. But yeah, so I was just finishing that up at work, and yeah, I don't really want to get into because I'm also currently like looking for other jobs. So it's this week was kind of just one of those weeks where I'm like, ugh, I'm over it. But
Yeah,
that's
just
that's just
bust
that's
through
what it
this.
is. But pushing through, we're gonna be good. But yeah, that's just what I did last week. I didn't do much of any side projects or anything. But next week I want to I want to get that. I want to throw up another page on the website, mostly for like newbie coders. I think we talked about that a little bit last week, um, where we have some, just some resources for new coders up on the website. So even if they don't want to join necessarily, we still want to have some kind of information on the site where they can go off and start their coding journey, and maybe come back once they get comfortable or something like that. Because we don't want anybody joining and feeling overwhelmed with all the information that's going through the Slack, because there's so much that goes through the Slack. So yeah, I think that might help out a little bit. So that's probably what I'm going to work on next week. Uh, and yeah, at the moment, I can't think of anything. Well, I guess what I need help on is just I guess more ideas for that code, whether it's like the website or how we're using the Slack. So I guess uh, we've been talking with a few people in the Slack group to kind of see where they're at with coding and how can we better the experience. So just yeah, continuing to do that, and getting more ideas on how to enrich the Deco website and the Deco Slack group and people's experiences. So yeah, help us out, guys. If you have any ideas, you can. And if you have any ideas and you're in the Slack group, you can go to the Idea Bin channel, put them there. If you're on Twitter, just hit the that code hashtag,
Okay.
or just any ideas that you have, let us know. Um, and resource. Um, let's see. Um, I don't think I have one. Ooh, I'm trying to look through what I sent through the week. Um,
The
I don't have
power
one.
tips for Atom users, I use that.
Oh yeah, I did send that. Yeah. The 10 tips for power users. I actually need to get that on my Windows machine. Actually,
Atom, yeah. I
play around
haven't
with that.
I haven't made the switch. I know I will make the switch as soon as I feel like it. So
Yeah.
those tips are handy.
Yeah. There was that. Um, and it might have been one other thing that I'll share if I find it. But yeah, power tips for Atom users. It was on this website called Creative Block, which is for like designers and webmasters. So just some tips to streamline your processes and work smarter with Atom, which is a text editor made by GitHub. It's pretty cool.
It is.
I've been using it a little bit at work. So yeah, just check that out. I'll probably send a tweet out about that with the link. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Um, so do you want to go? Do you want to go, and then we'll do the wild card after that, or
Okay, yeah, let's
yeah,
do that because the wild card will take us into a whole other place. Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
So this I worked on the other kind of side project I'm working on. So um, the site clinic is like my full time job. So working stupid hours, trying to race to the beta to get it ready and to start really doing the marketing around it. So I've been working on that all year long. So I took a break this past week and I started working on the side project and just getting that up and it's kind of ready for me to come back to it for the rest of the year. So that is the platform for publishers. And it's basically, there's two parts to it. Let's say you're a publisher and you have multiple blogs and you don't want to sign into all the blogs all the time. They're WordPress blogs, they're whatever kind of blogs. So basically this platform groups all the blogs together. It's like TweetDeck for WordPress. Think about it like that, or for any blog. It groups the blogs together and allows you to publish once and then push to multiple platforms, whether it's your own blog, and that doesn't have to be a WordPress blog, it can be Tumblr, it can be Blogger. We use their APIs to push the posts out, and then also push your images to Twitter, Facebook, IG with a little hack around it, and all the social media platforms that allow us to hook into their API like that. So I got started. I think what I did most was just the database schema for a lot of them. So for the most part, and so making sure that everything made sense and making sure I can just do the basic create, read, view stuff. That's the skeleton of it is working now. I built something similar like this earlier this year, but it's not my code, so I'm kind of building it again from scratch, which is fun, not bad. And then, so that's what I did this week, basically the specs, essentially, making sure it looks like what I want it to look like and does what I want it to do. Another part to it, which is really cool, I'm very excited, and I know we don't have that many followers right now, but it's going to, essentially the other part of this platform is for anybody, so you don't have to have your own website to publish on this platform. You can publish on this platform. Hey, Mark.
What's
So
up, Mark?
so good to have you here. We're very excited, very excited. So I'm just really quickly going over what I did last week. And so I'm talking about the platform that I was building. I am still building. And so this platform is essentially, the easiest way to explain it is like a medium for Black people anywhere. So there's one side of the platform, so it's basically a application that you can deploy. So you can run your own medium and have your own basically group of bloggers, because that's essentially what Medium is, a gigantic group blog that's
Hmm.
broken up into factions or brands. So this one is basically one for, we're going to call it Black Thought, THOT, because why not? And then there's another one for the Africas. So I started this whole idea of, instead of calling Africa Africa, call it the Africas, because there's multiple different identities, multiple ways of living, and if we just call it Africa, we miss that. But if we call it the Africas, we kind of evoke, like, we hint a little bit at the multiplicity there. And so creating a platform for people from the Africas to publish their stories about the Africas seemed like the next logical step. So all of those endeavors run on the same application, and they're just different instances of the same application, a centralized application that has decentralized, a centralized program that has decentralized applications, kind of like the internet. So it's
Communicate with each
very,
other?
huh?
Can they communicate with each other?
Yes, they can communicate with each other. So you can have, and so it's single sign-on. So you sign on once to this, and you can share the sign-on to multiple through multiple um, applications. So let's say I signed up for Black Thought, and I just want to publish to Black Thought, but then I also want to publish one of my resources to my own blog. I don't have to write the blog again and copy and paste. I can just say broadcast this to Black Thought, broadcast it to the Africas, broadcast it to my platforms as well. So I get to choose where each of my statuses gets broadcast. And I can also track who is viewing each of those different broadcasts across the different platforms and how that broadcast is performing on those different platforms. So right now, it's just basically making sure the tires, kicking the tires, basically making sure they're screwed on properly, making sure the wires are hooked up to the right thing, and the database is doing it. So it's really just a draft. It's nothing. It's not engineered to scale yet, but it will be. And essentially, it's just the idea is the internet is one gigantic comment section. So why not feed into that and let everybody just be really noisy as they want to be in the comment section all over the internet. And also because I run 5, 6 different blogs, and I hate signing into each of the blogs individually, and this will help me like just focus on writing and just publishing as many to anywhere I want to. So the theory behind it is pretty sound, so I just want to see how it works in practice. I'm hoping that by, I think around Thanksgiving, so November, that's going to be like a test, at least for the Black Thought platform, because it's going to be elections and people are going to be home. So there's going to be a lot of bored people with the internet, and so we'll get to really push. We'll get to see just how well the platform performs when more people are there. So that's what I worked on this week. Last week, I'm sorry. So this week, I'm actually getting ready to take a trip. So I'm packing a lot of stuff. I'm also testing this idea of the laptop lifestyle. So trying to figure out what is it exactly that I need to run the business while I'm on the road. It's actually a road trip up the coast, up the West Coast, so from Los Angeles to Seattle. So I want to make sure that I just want to test to see if like I can still meet with clients and the hotspot that I have works at random places, any place along the road, and just seeing what that looks like. Because if it works out, I might just road trip everywhere for the next 6 months. Who knows? While I'm building out the business, it's just cheaper than having to rent. Well, for now, it's cheaper than having to rent an office. So a resource that I found this week is, oh God, let me not butcher her name. Okay, Sandy Mez. Is it Metz? Good Lord, I probably did butcher her name. So she's a Ruby coder. She works at Duke University, and she's just got, I just found all of her talks. Just all of her talks. Sandy Metz, yes. So if you go to Sandy Metz, that's SandyMetz.com, she has all her talks, an archive of her talks. And she talks about object-oriented programming, how to be a better programmer. Just it's a treasure trove of resource and knowledge. She works at Duke, so she's fancy. And I just thought it was just really good to see and to even brush up and on my fundamentals. So it's not necessarily a newbies kind of resource, but if you're, let's say you've been programming for 6, 7 months even, or close to a year, it's something that you would find very useful. So Sandy Metz, she has all the talks that she does at conferences up on her website, and she wrote a book like object-oriented Ruby and in the agile workspace. I don't know the name of the book right now because I'm blanking, but even if you don't write Ruby, even if you write any object-oriented language, you'll benefit from her resource. So yeah, that's what I learned. That's what I did last week. That's what I'm working on this week, and that's the resource I found.
Awesome. Okay, Mark. We're gonna let you introduce yourself, and then go into some questions. So every week we talk about what we worked on last week, what we're working on in the week ahead, any problems that we might need help with, and a resource that we found. And then we're gonna do a wild card question after you do that. So.
Okay, so it's like stand up.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
I lead one of these every day. Well, I'm Mark Henderson. I live in Baltimore, or Baltimore area, Baltimore County, actually, Maryland. I've been here for about 6, 7 years now. I work in a small company doing web development, uh, just their director of web technology. That's my title. Uh, what did I do last week? What did I work on last week? Aside from work, which I really don't count. Um, about a year ago, I wrote a tool, and I think I shared this a little bit earlier in the room. I wrote a tool for graph database interaction with Python. So I'm kind of fixing that up now because I didn't write it to the spec correctly. So I'm fixing that up, and what I didn't write to the spec was the way I handled the actual data. So I got to go at the root level, and I got to rewrite the whole thing. So I'm kind of doing that right now. And my intent with that is to I'm the type of person when I see something new I like, I fall in love with it, and it becomes the hammer I use to fix every problem. So this graph database tool is kind of like my thing right now. So my intent is to create some sort of starter framework for me to do any kind of project I want to do. So this is going to be the database component of that. The server and the controllers and all that, that stuff would be handled with a different layer. Technology's already built. I'm not trying to rebuild the whole widget there. Just introduce this new interaction layer here. Sorry, I'm getting some text messages. But yeah, my intent for this tool is to be a tool that I'm going to use now and for the foreseeable future. Well, just when it fits, but I just kind of want to get it done and make sure it works correctly. So I've been working on that all week. Just come home at night and just rewriting all this code, and it's looking good. I'm impressed by the work that I'm coming up with. It's a lot simpler than before, and I think I have a clearer vision because I actually worked on it for a while and used the previous stuff for about a year, and I have a better understanding of the actual database itself. So it's coming along. I think it should be done in the next 2 weeks, and then I can go back to just creating my starter framework there, something I could make reference to that has login and sessions and all that type of stuff for me just to use as a base for any project to come up with in the future. So this week I'm going to continue working on the same thing. What else? Oh, yeah, so a few weeks ago, I go to a thing in Baltimore called Sunsets. A friend of mine, she started putting it on. It's just a gathering once a month of young black professionals in the Baltimore area. And she called it kind of like, what did she call it? Harlem Renaissance meets 2000s or something like that. It's actually, the website is sunsetsbmore.com. You can go and see all the information. You can see her and the co-host talk about what the project is. But anyway, long story short, a few months ago, it was once a month, someone asked for some volunteers to help with some local design work for charity type stuff. Or just, what is it, this neighborhood wants to rebrand their neighborhood group. So they're looking for some designers to help them with that. And when the guy talked about it, he said, I'm looking for designers and developers. And I said, I can help out. So this week we have our second meeting around that. Which neighborhood is it? I don't even know the neighborhood. So I'm meeting with those guys on Thursday, I believe. And that should be interesting because the first meeting was, they talked a lot about how, they had a lot of pride in their neighborhood. They talked a lot about that. They talked a lot about how people are coming into the neighborhood and kind of gentrifying the neighborhood. And with the people who are coming in with the money, they kind of have a bad reputation with. And they kind of want this rebrand to kind of help them better their reputation as a whole, because there's kind of competing factions as to who is doing what with regard to bettering the neighborhood. It's a whole bunch of like drama that I just wasn't expecting for a neighborhood committee. But anyway, long story short, I'll be helping out with the design with that, trying to get them a nice rebrand that will allow them to better convey their purpose and their beliefs and all that. What else? That's it. That's all I got for this week, really. And well, this week's tomorrow is my son's first day of school, so
Oh my god, exciting.
he's starting high school too.
Awesome.
That's pretty.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to him. So do you have a resource to share? Maybe one that you shared in the Slack group or one that you found over the past couple of days that you'd like to share?
Any resources? I kind of read the same stuff over and over again, just the same sources. I kind of give the. I don't know. I might have to think about that. I wish I had because
That's
I
cool.
no.
And it could be something you shared in the Slack group or something like that. But all right, let's go to the wild card question, which was you.
Yes.
Hold on, where to go? Yeah, if you were an Olympic champion, which sport would it be in? I've actually never thought about this. So
Really?
probably that's never thought about
Wow.
this.
This is a good question then.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. Probably shot put.
Wow.
Maybe. Probably shot put. Yeah, it seems like an interesting Olympic sport. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sitting here looking at pictures and they look so funny, like when they're throwing the thing. It's just crazy.
I was going to say the same thing based on the statue. One of those
Wow.
sports where a husky dude could
Yeah.
proud.
Yeah.
Out of heart. Well, it doesn't have to be an actual Olympic sport. You can
Oh,
make up a sport too. I should have made that clear, but I get asked this question at least once a year, so I thought it was a very common question. Okay, maybe not.
Yeah. I've actually like never been asked that, and I just had no idea.
But shot put, yeah.
It seems like a good.
or the weightlifting where you power lift the bar over your head.
Actually, that seems like something I would want to be a champion in, but I could never. I'd be upset.
I watched somebody break their arm with that. You know that.
See? No,
Wow.
no.
Mm.
Yeah. I would be a champion in eating tacos. This is a true story. And not like in the because there is like Los Angeles did host the championship like eating event, and not like trying to eat the most tacos at once, but just the style with which I eat tacos. I would win.
What does that mean exactly?
That means like okay, it's a tie between tacos and chicken wings. So it means just like just a certain like I don't know if you've ever seen um let's do the chicken wings. I don't know if you've ever seen like the flyest person in the world eating chicken wings. Okay. Like there's this girl and like after she gets her nails done, she goes and she gets chicken wings, a friend of mine. And she just looks cool. And I'm like and I look at her and I'm like if there were ever a competition for the coolest person eating chicken wings, you would win. And I would want to be the winner for somebody eating tacos. Just the coolest person eating tacos.
Okay.
Just looking just real good, like eating tacos. Straight up. Like there's nothing, you think there's nothing to it, but like, you know, your shoes and your hair gotta coordinate.
Shoes and hair.
You know what? Don't ask questions. Just go with it. So also yeah. So and I mean, try it. Just try it. Try it. I don't
That's
know,
funny.
like I don't know what the taco situation is east of the Mississippi, but I'm pretty sure you guys got chicken wings. So try it with chicken wings.
Oh man.
Tacos. We have what? Taco Bell? Yeah.
See, no, no,
No.
no,
Oh
no.
my god. Speaking of food, this is what one of my friends had me watching um this competitive eater. It's like this skinny Asian guy, and he
Toby
would just do
Kobayashi or
these.
something like that.
So what's his name?
I think his name like Kobayashi or something.
No,
Kobayashi?
I don't
That's
think
in
it's him.
Star Trek.
I think it's like another dude who's on. Yeah, he does these challenges on YouTube. I think he actually did one this week
Yeah,
because
that's the
one
guy
of
out here in
the
Los Angeles. Kobayashi, not Kobayashi, but he won competitive eating of like dumplings or something.
yeah, and he did. There was one of these Olympians. I think he was like an Olympic tennis player who posted this cheat meal, and he bought just all this shit from McDonald's, and then the dude was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. So he got like, it was so stupid. He got like 6 orders of freaking McNuggets. He got like 5 Big Macs, 6 orders of fries, and all this other stuff. And he was just sitting there, and he got it all done in like under 20 minutes, I think. And I'm just sitting there like, how is he not 500 pounds? I don't understand how these how these competitive eaters like eat this stuff, and I'm just really intrigued by it. So I'm probably gonna be researching competitive eating because I
Oh
want to figure out
Lord.
how they do it. Oh my gosh, it blew my mind. We were just sitting there watching one after another, and I'm just like, wow.
I once
This
did
is
a poster for a company and a burger place in DC, and they did a Fourth of July competitive eating thing, and I did the banner that they used. I think they still use it. I'll see if I can find it. But
Okay.
they gave away tokens. So they gave away all these tokens. So the winner get like $3,000 and like $1,000 for tokens. And the tokens you can get free burgers and milkshakes and all that. So my old car had a bunch of tokens in my trunk. Just around all the time. I'll see if I can find it.
Okay, just so we're clear, my Olympic medal isn't in the most tacos. It's a style
right.
thing. It's pure like we're not sitting here like chugging tacos by the second. No, no, it's purely a
Right.
fashion, a style statement. So, but
It's the
it's
aesthetic.
yes, a purely aesthetic
Okay.
lifestyle. Yeah, that's
So what would mine be? I guess
Oh, there it is. Okay, the flyer.
there's what would it be? It'd be
Oh, that's fly, yo. That's fly.
and you know what? I did it before I knew how to do paths. So I did this in like 2008 or 2009 or something when I was first getting situated with Photoshop and all that.
Yeah.
I forget, how the hell am I gonna do the bite? There's a bite in a burger,
Yeah.
and it's actually just rectangles that you could shape a rectangle a little bit.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It was if you look at the bottom of the burger, it's still a full size burger. It's just a rectangle on top of it like a bite. But
Okay. Yeah. That's fly though.
yeah, they still use it, which is interesting. Also, their milkshake poster thing. It's cool too. But what would it be? I guess not coming up with answers in a timely manner. You ask a
Yes.
question, and I'd be like,
Gold medal.
"Oh, no." Yeah, you won. Bullshit.
All right. What else y'all want to talk about?
Yeah, what do you guys normally do on this thing? I just happened to be at my desk and seeing you posted the link
Oh.
Yeah, you know what? I wish more people would
about
actually
Facebook.
do that.
So
Like they would just be, sitting around and say, "Hey, they're on the, stand up. Why not join?" Because
Well, I should promote it more often. It's just, yeah, I
stuff
should
be
promote
going
it.
on. It's all
Yeah,
good. It's all
yeah.
good. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we don't really do much. We go through, those questions, and then the wild card, and then we just talk about, the
We
other
talk
random
about you, Mark. We just talk about you.
stuff.
I figured once I joined, what I joined last week, all the conversations.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nah,
No,
man, but
well, I
you,
think we also talk about like how we can improve the Slack channel and just the community in general and some ideas that we have.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, while you're here, just wanted to, get your opinion on how everything's going and what you think about it. If you have any ideas, you can share those. So
Yeah, I definitely think it's cool. I think it's good that all these people are coming together, and we have this common kind of connection, which is a little bit. I'm not going to say deeper than our skin or deeper than our outward appearance, but I think that's very important that the people who look alike are coming together in that way. But we also have that tech connection, which a lot of people can't relate to or just don't relate to or just choose not to relate to. I mean, technology is in everybody's lives, but some people choose to ignore what it takes to kind of be behind the scenes and create the things that people use. They're just consumers, whereas we're trying to be those producers of the technology. We kind of have this, and we talk about it all the time. We talk about how we're shunned and how we have trouble getting into the industry and working in the industry and all that, just because people make assumptions about us based on our skin, based because we're black. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool that we're all getting together and just talking, just shooting the shit from time to time about any topic, what it is to be black in tech, or new cool tech, or how to do this, or how to do that. We're helping each other. I think we're off to a good start. Um, I think, like we mentioned in the idea bin, maybe last week, we talked about doing some projects together. I think having that code set of projects and having people from the community help and contribute to build these things out would definitely strengthen the community, strengthen what it is to be a part of that code. Um, we just need to put some ideas out there, and the leadership or whomever will come up with and say, look at the list and say, or the community itself votes on it and say, this is what we should focus on. This is kind of because I think it should be more than just a Slack channel. Slack's
Hmm.
Slack's cool. We could moderate it, and that's what's dope because a lot of these web properties they just choose not to moderate their property in the interest of free speech or they don't want to be censored or they don't want to be
They're lazy.
justice warriors or whatever. They want to appeal to certain groups of people. They don't want to moderate. They want to appeal to the people who want to be fucking racist and people who want to be insensitive about other people. Um, but we can moderate the Slack, and that's really cool. Uh, but I think a lot could be said about building our own tools. So I think the community can come together and do that and kind of build our own version of Slack, but something completely different or something better, or it can be an exact clone. It doesn't matter as long as we get people working together and we can kind of build that idea of we have our we can build that team. If we can have people look at that code and say that code does things. That code is
Right.
not a collection of black people in tech, but it's a collection of black people in tech that get shit done. I think the first step there is to kind of figure out what we can work on together and put a timeline on it. work on it and get it done. Everybody put a hand in, or people who want to contribute can contribute. We can go from there.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds like a good idea. That's actually one of the that was really the main idea behind, I guess, the first iteration of the idea being Slack channel, and that we come there and we kind of talk with the community about an idea we might have, and then if we get enough people, then just go off and start building it. So that's definitely one of like the things that is definitely a big thing that I'd like to do with the Deck Code community. So I think it'd be really dope if we could uh, get something going in the next in the next few weeks, in the next month or so. That'd be really fun. And also, the website is out there in the repo on GitHub. So for those people within the community that want to work on that as well, they can do that too. I guess I was actually talking about before you hopped on, adding another page for newbie coders where we can have just a big archive of coding resources that they can go to. So, even if they don't join the Slack group, they can go to the website and, find a good amount of information on how to start coding, and just things like that to, better where we are on the web, and then but yeah, we definitely start thinking about ideas that we have in mind, projects that we want to kind of knock out, and bring those to the community. Definitely. What's up, Paul?
Hey, Paul.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out something. Like my computer's acting stupid.
It's all good. How you doing? How's your weekend been?
Oh, it's good. I just got off work.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Good to have
But yeah, thanks for that, Mark. So okay, Paul. Well, I'll let you introduce yourself, and then we can talk a little more.
Yeah, introduce yourself and answer the question: if you could be a champion in an Olympic sport, any sport, what would it be?
Does it have to be a actual Olympic sport?
Not at all. Not at all.
You can make up one.
I would probably be a champion at, I don't know, making quesadillas.
Well, then, there you have it.
You guys will get together and corner the market.
right.
There you have it.
Right.
Yo, I actually want to do that. Like, I want to make a food truck and call it That's Cheesy, and just have like different type of like quesadillas.
Yo, wait, would you
Do
have
it.
like different? Would you have like different cheeses and meats and stuff?
Do it.
Yeah, like you can like customize everything, like even down to the tortilla. Like have like spinach wrap, feta cheese.
Oh no, dude, that would be fire.
Yeah, that's something that we're cause like I was watching y'all while I was driving. 'Cause I was like, oh, this is cool. Like I really wanted. I've been trying to like get into the conversation because I'm trying to learn code and everything like that. So I'm like a super beginner. So I just been peeping game and just and just looking at stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like that's one of the ideas. Like me and a friend have. His name is Grilled Cheese Poppy too.
Of course it is. Of course it is. That's dope. So, like, where are you on your coding journey, and what are you trying to, where are you trying to go?
I'm like super beginner. Pretty much I'm doing like Code Academy, kind of like just to like repeat stuff, because like I'm like a learner who like I have to do it in repetition in order for me to retain the knowledge. So I just been doing a lot of that, like when I come home from work, and just pretty much like I'm like literally at the beginning. I'm like ABC, like yeah, I'm like super at the beginning. But I like the concept. Like I like being a producer of things like what was your name again?
Whose name? I'm Ann.
I mean not Jermaine, but
Oh, I'm Ann. That's Paul. You're Paul. That's Mark. I'm sorry.
oh,
You're
Mark.
Mark.
Yeah, Mark was saying like I feel he's definitely right about like people behind the scenes not getting enough credit. So it's one of those things where, you know, we as a culture, we do have to come together to kind of bring more knowledge to the situation like that.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think we have a couple more minutes, but usually what we do on the community stand-ups is talk about what we learned, or sorry, what we worked on last week, what we're working on this week, and any resources that we found that we want to share along the way, and anything that you need help with. So feel free to answer any or all of those questions, what you worked on last week, what you're working on this week, any resources you found, and anywhere you need help.
Okay, I did an art show last week, but I've really been trying to incorporate like animation into like an app. I really want to make like a game. So I've been like really trying to like learn, you know, from scratch how to like, you know, get a development for a game like or an app game started. So that's why I've really been trying to like do my research and learn because I have ideas, but at the same time I don't know how to execute them. So I'm just like the only way you can do it is really just start from scratch. So like I've been like doing my research for like 2 weeks now, as far as like you know just learning the basics right now. And one of my friends, he's helping me too. So he told me to just to do Code Academy for the time being, and then go from there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's a resource I can share because you guys like yeah y'all are on another level, but that is something like that I'm you know doing and stuff like that.
Now, Code Academy is definitely a resource. I think a lot of people in the Slack channel are on different paths in Code Academy. So if you ever come up against any questions you have, feel free to drop it in the Slack channel. There's actually a room in Slack for game developers. I think there's someone in there named Tolu. Is on his journey as well, so you can hit him up for questions.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Anything else, Jermaine, Mark?
No, I don't have anything. I think that's it. Yeah. Mark, did you have anything?
Nah, but thanks for having me, guys. This is cool.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for y'all for joining. You know, you can join at any time. You know, it's not just us. I mean, it usually is just us, but you know, anybody can join at any time. Um, and you know, we would love to have y'all. You know, come back next week, talk some
Yeah,
more.
who started that code?
Say again?
Who started that code?
I did.
Okay.
I don't really. I like to keep it focused on the community. I don't like to say, "Oh yeah, I started it," but
Yeah, it was
I,
Jermaine. This is all his fault. It was Jermaine. He was on Twitter talking all this mess, and I was like, "We'll be about it," and he made a Slack group.
no, that's basically what happened, really.
Of course, that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened. So it started with a hashtag on Twitter, and then Anne came across it. She was like, "You know what? We should start a Slack group." And I was like, "You know what? You're right." And it just kind of took off from there. Like, we made the Slack group, and just at that point, we were like, "You know, we're gonna make this official and make the website." And I got real fancy and did like the whole little promo thing, and we had the launch and everything. So that was fun to do. But yeah, it just really started off a Twitter hashtag. So and just that want to bring Black coders together and start building some stuff. You know, um, and yeah, I like where it's going. It's getting some momentum, and just kind of thinking of new stuff to do, projects to work on, just to make it that much better. But yeah,
How many members are there? Is this 60?
we're at 64 right now.
Okay.
So when we launched, we were at 16, and then within that week, we got an extra like 40, for extra 40 members in that first week. So yeah, and this last week we picked up another 10 or 11. Um, so yeah, it's going lovely. I'm excited.
I should promote it to like my 50 followers, my 50 real followers on Twitter.
Do that. Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, the more, I mean, the merrier. But I also know that a lot of people will get overwhelmed,
Yeah,
Right.
like
especially,
myself.
yeah. So I am super mindful, but of there's a lot of knowledge out there. So if you're a new person, you have to ask questions and ask as many questions as if people are in a group in a channel and just talking way over your head, just bring them down to your level with a question, and feel free to do that. Because even there's some times where people go on complete tangents, and I'm like, well, what's a curry? And what is
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I'm like, oh, I be googling stuff and looking up
Right.
definitions.
Yeah. So what does that do? And so I had to ask that question myself too. I mean, that's the one thing about coding. You're always learning. You're always learning. And if you're not, then you're doing it wrong. So feel free to ask questions.
I definitely will move forward and ask a whole lot of questions. Don't be surprised if you see some more.
Good. You better ask. Okay. I'm just kidding.
I feel like
All
I have
right.
to because I don't have my glasses on. Everybody else got
Oh
glasses.
yeah, like everyone does have.
Right. Well, yeah. I would like to see people. So.
Yeah, yeah. Even though I'm real close, I couldn't see anything if I was
Yeah.
having glasses.
Same.
I'll
Same.
wear my glasses next time.
Good.
I'll fit in a little bit better.
That's why, yeah. One of these things is not like the other.
Looks like I'm the only bald one too, right?
Oh, Jesus,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe. Yeah, I got hair under here, so sorry.
I apologize.
Oh,
I didn't mean to
God.
like mess up the vibe. Like,
Nah, it's
All
okay. I'm the
all
only
this hair.
woman. Hopefully that changes. Hmm.
Yeah, right.
There's a lot of
Sierra
women
was
in
supposed
the
to
panel, right?
Sierra was supposed to join us. Well, she said, last week she was gonna join us, but she probably got busy. But
Sarah, you're just taking my hopes up there, bring them down. But yeah, y'all have a good week. Do
Hey,
yeah, y'all
something.
have a
thanks.
good
You
week too.
too. You too. Thanks you guys for joining us. You can come back next week. It'll be at the same time. Be 8 o'clock Eastern time. And talking about whatever we got going on. To the viewers, thanks for joining us. Um, and this will be up on YouTube if you want to come check it out later. To get any of the things that we shared or any of the resources that we shared. So yeah, thanks you guys.
Cool.
On YouTube.
Oh, sorry. I clicked the YouTube.
Bye.
All
Bye.
right, see you.